from the Oberfrankenthal in Germany, Bayreuth, Germany, for this matchup between Medi Bayreuth and Petro Olympia. It's game day 13 of the Basketball Champions League regular season, which means only 2 weeks left, and we're off to the playoffs. But unfortunately for these two teams, they will not be advancing to the BCL playoffs. And you take a look at the other matchups that have taken place in Group D. Ostend falling to Besiktas, and a big win for Strasbourg against Virtus Bologna. And then, of course, Prometheus Patras will also play, and they've actually had their game already against Neptunus Klaipėda. And then, of course, this one, Medi Bayreuth and Petro Olympia. Petro Olympia coming in 1 win and 11 losses. Losers of 8 in a row. Meanwhile, Medi Bayreuth, 4 wins, 8 losses on their Basketball Champions League regular season so far. And you see those standings right there. These two teams at the bottom of the group currently, 7th and 8th place. And of course, the top 4 advance to the playoffs. The 5th and 6th place teams have a chance to play in the FIBA Europe Cup. But it is looking like these two teams will not be continuing in European competition moving forward, so they're playing for pride, they're playing for the love of the game, and of course they're playing for their fans and all of us here at FIBA. Petro Olympia, who really struggling. Again, losers of 8 in a row. You see their lineup there: Marvin Jones, the big man, Jan Span, one of their bright spots, a 26-year-old guard. And of course, Yusuf Sanon has really come on as of late, the 19-year-old. Marko Simanovic, featuring in the lineup last week, had a decent game. A couple new faces, Alexander Lazic, he's been there for a while, had 14 rebounds the last time these two teams faced off back in November. In that game, Bayreuth winning 76-67 on the road in Ljubljana in Slovenia. So a little bit of payback perhaps on the cards for Petro Olympia. Meanwhile, Bayreuth going for the sweep, the season sweep. And you see there the lineup. Keep your eyes out for Adonis Thomas, Cassius Robertson, also Gregor Horvat, who used to play for Petro Olympia, the Slovenian. So you know that he's going to be extra motivated. And of course, Damon Brooks, another bright player, averaging double figures for this Bayreuth side. And again, in that first game between these two teams, Bayreuth winning by 9. Olympia was actually up 2 going into the 4th quarter of that game, and Bayreuth outscored them 29-18 in the final quarter. It was a close game throughout, 15 lead changes, no ties though, and also just a 2-point game with less than 5 minutes left. So we're expecting another competitive matchup here tonight, and we're going to get the player introduction, starting off with Petro Olympia.
Number 3, Marvin Jones. Number 4, Igor Pravnik. Number 6, Jan Schwab. Number 8, Alexander Lazic. Number 9, Luka Shamanic. Number 11, Marko Simonovic. Number 13, Miha Natovic. Number 18, Rocco Bacci. Number 13, Isuf Sano. Number 31, Jan Lidic. Number 33, Bojan Matulic. Number 55, Ariel Castellati. And head coach is Sasha Nikitovic.
So the head coach for Petro Olympia, Sasha Nikitovic, who replaced Zoran Martic early on in the season. And now we're going to get the players introduced from the Hode side, Medi Bayreuth. Fans getting on their feet, bringing that excitement, including this young man right there. And Eric Mika, who's playing in just his 3rd game for Medi Bayreuth in the Champions League, had 11 points, 6 rebounds last week. Adonis Thomas Comes in at 10 points per game, 40% three-point shooting. Cassius Robertson has had a really strong second half of the BCL season. He's also averaging double figures with 11.2 points per game. There's David Stockton, of course, the son of the famous John Stockton. Boston Dorit, captain of this team. And then Damon Brooks, who's averaging 16 points per game in his last 8 appearances in the BCL. Also scoring double digits in 10 of his 11 games this season. So very consistent scorer. Damon Brooks, 6'8" power forward out of Davidson. Had 13 points, 5 rebounds in their first matchup between these two teams. 14 points last week. So Damon Brooks, can expect another big game out of him perhaps. And this is not the first time or the second time that these two teams face off in the Basketball Champions League, as Medi Bayreuth have won 2 of the 3 games so far that they've played, although the one loss came here on this court back in January 2018, so pretty much 1 year ago, with Petro Olympia winning that game 79-78. And of course the matchup this year, back in game day 6 in November, 76-67. And there you see the referees: Dariusz Sapolsky from Poland, Tano Suslov of Estonia, and Andris Rogers from Latvia. So these two teams have played a lot of games this year. This will be the 32nd game for Medi Bayreuth, and it will actually be the 48th game for Petro Olympia. And you see the starting 5: Alexander Lazic, Marko Semenovic, Yusuf Senon in the starting 5 now, Jan Ribic, and then Erjan Kastrati, who wasn't featured early on in the season, the 6'6" forward out of Slovenia. And there's Sasa Nikitovic, which means Jan Span will be coming off the bench. Also, no Blaž Mesicek in the lineup these days. Didn't play last week and was a prominent player for this team. No longer featured on the roster at the moment. On the other end, Medi Bayreuth, they've had a very similar team all year long, and they're starting Eric Mika, Adonis Thomas, Cassius Robertson, David Stockton, and Damon Brooks. And that is an all-American starting lineup, aside from Cassius Robertson, who hails from Canada, although he did play NCAA college ball at Canisius. And head coach Raul Corner leads his troops in the final huddle here. So we're just moments away now from the opening tip here in game day 13 of the Basketball Champions League. So in Group D at the moment, Virtus Bologna has punched their ticket to the playoffs with a 9-win, 4-loss record. Besiktas, Prometheus Patras, and Filou Ostend currently in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th respectively. Strasbourg and Ostend facing off next week in Belgium for a chance at the playoffs. Which implies that both Prometheus Patras and Besiktas have qualified for the playoffs now in Group D, so one spot left. And the fans will be making a lot of noise. We can be sure of that throughout the game. So we'll see how Petro Olympia comes out here tonight. Tip is live. First possession controlled by Petro Olympia. And Castrati eventually get the ball inside. And right away, jump hook, no good. Offensive rebound. Oh, nice challenge there. Kick out. And three-pointer by Lazic on the first possession, knocked down. So Alexander Lazic making the most of the second chance opportunity and knocks down the three. There's Adonis Thomas, gets a screen. Stockton finding the ball inside. Brooks challenged at the rim, gets his own rebound and puts in the second chance. So both teams scoring off of offensive rebounds in the first respective possessions. Here's Yusuf Sano now. Loses the handle just a little bit over to Lazic. Lazic takes his time, good footwork, and lays it in. Early 5 points for Lazic. And a quick shot on the other end. Cassius Robertson cashing it early on. He comes in shooting a ridiculous 50% from three, knocking over 2.5 a game. Was at 60% plus on three-point shooting. So a bright start for both teams. Had 4 baskets on 4 possessions, and Sanon unable to answer. Thomas unable to corral the rebound. So 14 seconds on the shot clock for Petro Olympia. You see this transition three from Robertson in rhythm. Here's Sanon. Kicks it out. The pull-up, dangerous. Nice pass though. Semenovic rushes the shot, and then this time Robertson can't collect the defensive rebound, so it'll be yet another opportunity at this end for Petro Olympia. Oh, the quick inbounds to Sanon, who then fumbles the ball out of bounds. Wanted a foul call. Young 19-year-old Ukrainian getting a chance now to start after coming off the bench most of the season. He's matched up against David Stockton here. Stockton crosses over. And of course, Stockton not usually one to look for his shot too often. And we're gonna have a foul off the ball. Look like it's gonna go against Castrati. Trying to hold on Robertson. Quick inbounds, Mika, oh, the backdoor cut, and easy lay-in for Damon Brooks. So 4 points early for the 6'8 Brooks, who will be a handful for Olympia. Bayreuth has the athletic advantage here. Off the screen, three-pointer, too strong that time from Rebic. So he's able to get involved in the offensive rebound and throws it away right to Robertson. Robertson was running Simonovic. And then Robertson, the transition three, no good. Brooks, another offensive rebound. Stockton on the wing, gets inside, kick out. Robertson drive, high off the glass, scoops it in. And Robertson and Brooks combining for all 9 points for Bayreuth so far. Another whistle, no basket there for Simonovic. And Rebic will check out, early substitution, which brings in Luka Samanic, 6'10 Croatian forward, also a young, promising talent. Castrati goes right at Mika. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Castrati still dribbling, step back three, no good. And Samanic, another offensive rebound, but they call a travel, so no basket for him. Although both teams having problems boxing out on the defensive end. We've seen a number of Second chance opportunities already. It's already the 6th offensive rebound for Petro Olympia. We haven't even played just about 3.5 minutes, and they're still down 4. Here's Stockton. Go between the leg crossover, gets inside. Quite find Mika. Mika eventually ends up with it. Shot clock running down, and a triple team leads to a steal. Simonovic. Here's Samanic inside, goes right at Brooks. Quick spin. Oh, the nice pass. Simonovic through traffic, no good. And then once again, an offensive rebound opportunity. Samanic this time. So Samanic will head to the free throw line. Again, just 19 years of age. He just turned 19 a couple of weeks ago. Knocking down the first free throw. Samanic, who comes in about 7 points per game. No good on the second. Kept alive, but goes out of bounds off Simonovic. Simonovic out of Montenegro, also just 19. So if you think about Span, Samanic, Simonovic, all of them 19 years old. Petro Olympia, despite just 1 win and 11 losses in the BCL, bright future. Here's Thomas, able to break through the press and a strong drive. The 1-2-2 press, not very effective on that possession for Olympia. There's Sinan. Estradi. Inside to Lazic. Turnaround fadeaway. Oh, nice looking shot. Lazic. He's got 7 of the 8 points. Stockton to Thomas. Skips it over Robertson. And he looks like he stepped out of bounds. Referee caught him putting that heel on the sideline. So a lack of a spatial awareness there from Robertson. Sanan inside to Samanic. Brooks holds his ground to get a stop and a rebound. Stockton up ahead, nice feed to Mika. Takes his time and finishes through 2 Olympia defenders. And that's the beauty of playing with David Stockton. If you run the floor, he's always got his eyes up. Delivers the pass on the money to Mika. Here's Pastrati. Oh, nice strip, but Lazic puts his head down and finger rolls it in. So Lazic pretty much on fire here early as Stockton has a little trouble bringing the ball up the floor. Leaves his feet and throws it away. Numbers here. It's Castrati, goes right at Brooks, and Samanic rises up for the easy tip-in, another offensive rebound. That is something that Raul Corner will have to address in the next huddle as Robertson attacks the basket and draws a foul, and we'll have the first free throws of the game. Or should I say the second set of free throws after Samanic, but the first free throws for Bayreuth. You see here, Robertson going right at Simonovic. And Bastien de Hoyt checking in for the first time, as well as Marvin Jones for Olympia. First free throw, no good for Robertson. As he splits the pair of free throws.
Here's Senan going right at Dorrit, and he gets the lay-in. So coast-to-coast finish from Youssef Senan. We're tied up at 14. Just over 3 minutes left in the first quarter as they leave Brooks wide open. The kick out to Thomas. No good on the three, but crashing the board and finishing Lucas Meissner. What a way to make a presence right away. Took the ball away from the Olympia defender. Here's Bajim over to Jones. Senan catch and shoot three on the wing, too strong. Chance to run. Brooks outlets it to Thomas, who takes off and lays it in. No foul called. It looked like Lazic went for the chase down, but still great concentration shown there from Thomas. As they turn the defensive rebound into a quick offense. You see that the field goal numbers as Jones catches the lob and lays it in. Nice two-man action between Rocco Bajim and Jones, who both come off the bench. Thomas, easy drive to the basket and throws down the tomahawk dunk with one hand. Adonis Thomas coming alive here, 6 points in the last couple minutes. Senan, stripped away by Brooks. You see here Thomas splits the double, and not a defender in sight for Olympia. 4 rotations defensively. So Mehdi Bayreuth, 9 of 12 from the field thus far. Here's Samanic, can't finish this time. Up ahead. Nice drive, no foul called as Horvat in transition went to the basket. On the other end, Bajim. A lot of ball handling. Samanic goes to the left hand, and Jones there for the putback slam. He timed it perfectly, no box out. And the 7-footer Jones out of Kent State, making his presence felt. Comes in averaging almost 8 points a game. Meanwhile, Thomas can't answer with a 3. Jones chases down the rebound. We approach the final minute of the opening quarter. Jones, a little bit of range. Too strong that time on a mid-range jumper. Horvat, good action, leaves Brooks alone. Takes his time and lays it in nice and easy. We've seen that play ran a couple of times in the high-low pass as Brooks gets another field goal. Bayreuth scoring with relative ease here. Samanic, again, the reverse no good. Meissner the rebound, and we'll see if Bayreuth slows things down. Oh, never mind. Meissner cut back door down the middle, and he'll head to the free throw line off the nice feed from Bastian Dorrit. Check out the tip dunk though. Marvin Jones elevating. Thomas forgetting to box out. Meissner converts on the first free throw. Two for two for Meissner. And we're going to see a bit of backcourt pressure here from Bayreuth. Full court, man-to-man press it seems. Shot clock turned off. Bajim gets a screen from Jones, lobs it to the rim. Jones takes his time, a little bit of footwork. Castrati has to put it up, contested and swatted by Horvat at the buzzer. So at the end of the first quarter, Bayreuth 24-18 lead on Petro Olympia here at home. An impressive start to the game for Medi Bayreuth, looking for their 5th win of the Champions League. And you can see there the shooting dominating inside, 9 of 11, 82% for Bayreuth. And the offensive rebounds, the reason why Petro Olympia able to stay in the game as we check out some of the highlights of the first 10 minutes. As Petro Olympia finishes that quarter shooting 8 of 22 overall, which is only 36%, but they did get 7 more shot attempts than Bayreuth. Also 8 offensive rebounds on their 14 misses. It's a pretty good percentage. Thomas, Brooks, and Robertson each providing the scoring for Bayreuth at 6 points apiece. Demond Brooks already with 4 rebounds. And David Stockton already with 3 assists. Meanwhile, for Petro Olympia, Lazic with 7 points on 3 of 3 shooting. And Samanic, 5 points and 3 rebounds in his 6 minutes off the bench. See there, Meisner. Meanwhile, Jones, 4 points, 2 rebounds in his contributions, just 3.5 minutes. And we also had a couple of highlights. A Thomas dunk and a Jones follow-up jam as well. Right here was the Jones putback. So we're ready for the second quarter now. It's Bastien Doret, joined by Nicholas Ravio there, number 30 in the corner. Horvat on the floor as the ball bounces around. Ravio couldn't quite handle it. Castrati running the show. Oh, finds a nice cutting. And that's Igor Trotnik, who just checked in, moving well without the ball. So looking like no Michal Lapornik or Jan Span in the lineup for Petro Olympia as Meisner takes the 3. Mika, the offensive rebound, behind the back feed. And Horvat can't finish, he stays with it. The interior passing causing a little bit of trouble for Bayreuth. And then Ravio loses the ball almost again. Doret has to act fast. And it's a little bit of a sloppy play there as the shot clock shows 1. As I was saying, no Lapornik, who comes in with 11.7 points per game. No Jan Span, who's at 14 points per game. We also haven't seen Mirza Begic, who's also double figures. And a near shot clock violation. Then it's taken away and then out of bounds off of Tratnik. So things are getting a little out of control here in the early parts of the second quarter. Horvat, drive and kick, Doret for 3, no good. And once again, rebound goes out of bounds, this time to Olympia. And a foul on Doret. He was a little bit too aggressive with the closeout. First team foul of the quarter. Jan Rebic. And Bajim can't get the floater. Jones hustles for the rebound. keeps the ball alive, keeps possession going for Olympia. So Jones, whose energy has been very clear here since he's come in. You see David Stockton getting the up close zoom in on the bench. Bajim looking for the three. No good, in and out. Another offensive rebound for Olympia though. That has been a huge part of their offense. Oh, what a pass to Jones, who throws down the dunk. Beautiful feed that time from, I believe it was Bajim. And Jones, who rolled straight to the rim. Got the step and the dunk. Raivio, pull up two, contested, tough shot, the quick outlet. And Dorit read it perfectly, chased it down. So unforced turnover for Olympia. Just down two. Dorit almost loses it. Good hustle. And it's out of bounds off Dorit. So Bajim rewarded for a phenomenal hustle, getting on the floor for the loose ball. And both teams having some lapses of judgment here in terms of turning the ball over, which is going to bring Demond Brooks off the bench. Strati, Jones again, now on the block, going right at Mika. A little bit too strong on the jump hook. Well, guess what? He kept the ball alive again. Frustrated with himself for not finishing, but Jones, who played his college ball at Kent State and Texas Southern, full of energy, and he's getting a nice little hand from his teammates as we have our first timeout of the game here, called by Sasa Nikitovic. And Jan Span is suited up. Take a look at the shooting thus far. Neither team able to knock down the three-pointer consistently.
On the offensive end, we got to get the ball moving again. Offensively, let's go one up, one track, one up. Okay, get the ball moving, use the stagger screen, hit the flare if it's there, or go pick and roll. One up. All right, let's go, fellas, come on.
You saw there the layup by Stratnik. And then a beautiful piece from Bajim, pass from Bajim to Jones. And that's how you execute the pick and roll. .14 seconds on the shot clock for Olympia. They run a play looking for Jones right at the rim, and he finishes. Perfect execution on the baseline out of bounds. And Jones now with 8 points to lead all scorers. Raivio swatted away by Jones. Oh, that's Horvat. So Jones is all over the floor now. You see there the soft hedge. Horvat thought he had the angle, and Jones towering over him. A couple of his former teammates stepping up as Brooks airballs the three. Rebic, a chance for Olympia to regain the lead. Oh, little Euro step, Bajim, and one opportunity. Strong move. And Roko Bajim has been very solid here in the first quarter. You see that the hesitation, then the Euro step to get around Raivio. Finishes through the contact. And Bajim, his first field goal, also has 3 assists as Mika checks out of the game. That's going to bring Lucas Meichner back in. Also, Donis Thomas re-enters the play. Badgem completes a three-point play. So they go back to their 1-2-2 press, trying to slow things down. And they drop back into a man-to-man. Communication the key there. They're slowing down Bayreuth ever so slightly, looking for the high-low. Here's Thomas, shot clock at 3, he's got to put it up. Long 3, no good. And Olympia really stepping up defensively here in the second quarter. It's been a 9-0 run so far. Chance to add to it. Ribic to Jones again, who lays it up again. And that's going to lead to a timeout for Bayreuth, as they've been held scoreless for almost 5 minutes here in the second quarter. Olympia with a 5-point lead on the road. You see the bench points. Olympia, 20 points off the bench of the 29. Olympia, whose only win of the BCL this season came on the road over Ostend. You see that the rebounding numbers obviously in favor of Olympia. So Marvin Jones, 10 points now, 5 of 7 shooting. He's doing a great job moving without the ball, and the Olympia guards are doing an even better job of finding him. Jones setting screens, and then just a little bit of miscommunication on the defensive assignments and rotations on the ball screens, leading to Jones getting easy dives to the basket. So once again, Olympia showing their 1-2-2 press. And a foul off the ball. Lazic catching Horvat on the face. Keep your eye on the shot clock there, almost an 8-second count. And then once again, Olympia goes back to the man-to-man. High-low, Brooks inside. Double team comes and they call the foul on the floor. So the Olympia defense causing a lot of trouble for Bayreuth. As Yusuf Sanan checks back in. And Dorrit, three-pointer, knocks it down off the dribble. Big shot that time for Bayreuth. First points of the second quarter. They needed that. Slow down the momentum as Badgem left all alone for the little scoop layup. And I'm telling you what, Badgem has been the difference maker alongside Jones here in the first half. He's got 5 points, 3 assists, just the way he's controlled the tempo. Horvat inside, he can't finish. Brooks, offensive rebound, put back, too easy. And Demon Brooks cleaning up what's left behind as Horvat gets called for the foul 90 feet from the basket. Horvat, 6'5", Slovenian small forward. And you see here Badgem, again the miscommunication. Brooks, was he supposed to step up? Horvat let him go baseline. Sanan, oh, ball deflected. Jones gets his hands on it. Three-pointer, Bajim. Can't get it as the shot clock expires, but another offensive rebound. Then Senon nearly threw it away. Fortunate for him, Brooks couldn't quite get the steal. So 11 seconds on the shot clock for Olympia. Bajim and Jones, they won the two-man game. Shot clock at 5. Bajim puts it up, and he knocks down a three. Rocco Bajim. Here's Thomas, strong to the hoop, double clutch finish. So Bayreuth trying to exploit the press as much as they can by breaking it early. And then a foul being called there on Horvat, who hasn't had the best time against his former team. And then Cassius Robertson will check back in for him. Robertson, who got a long break between the first and second quarters. And Bayreuth, all quick pass in the inbounds. Beautiful feed once again. Bajim, who's painting a masterpiece here in the first half. Doing a little bit of everything. Fourth assist already. Robertson. Meisner hands it off to Dorrit. Gets a screen. Meisner has to put it up. And they, fortunately, a foul call with 1 second on the shot clock as Meisner was making the pass. So they definitely bailed him out. Dorrit, another three, same spot as earlier, same result. Another pull-up three going to his left off the dribble. And Dorrit, the captain, keeping things close. See the three-point shooting. Neither team too stellar as Brooks. Good defense that time on Jones and gets the rebound. Robertson in transition. Behind the back, crossover. Brooks now on the other side. Thomas in rhythm for three. Too strong with a long rebound. Chased down by Meisner. And then it's stolen by Lazic, who finds Bajim. And Samanic throws down the transition dunk. The 19-year-old with the elevation. Wanted the foul too. He's now got 7. So Olympia playing very well here in the first 20 minutes. Here's Brooks for three. Oh, swishes it. Demond Brooks showing the outside touch. Has that in his game too. 51% three-point shooter on the season. And he's now in double figures with 11. First player with 10 plus for Bayreuth. Sent on to Jones, the alley-oop. And it's highlight after highlight. In this first half, ladies and gentlemen, Marvin Jones, a pogo stick, especially on that pick and roll. Defense hasn't been able to make the adjustment. Here's Brooks again from the wing. Knocks it down, another three. And these teams are heating up. Game tied at 40. And with the final minute of the first half. So Brooks already at his average 14 points here in the half, comes in at 14.4 points per game as Lazic answers with a three of his own. So both teams now really heating up. And we're gonna have a couple of substitutions as Simonovic comes back in, as well as David Stockton. Check out the Jones alley-oop. Yusuf Sanan with the find. Jones, of course, 7 feet tall, and he's got the bungees. 43-40 lead for Olympia. Here's Stockton. Sanan with the pressure. Thomas looking to turn the corner. Gets inside, draws a foul, and Lazic gonna be the one responsible. Thomas knocks down the first free throw. So Thomas, who's 4 for 4 from 2, but 0 for 4 from 3. Looking for his 10th point. And he gets it from the foul line. So both Brooks and Thomas get their game averages here in the first half. Timeout on the floor, Petro Olympia. So Olympia, 13 second chance points off 12 offensive rebounds. They've also gotten 12 offensive rebounds off their 19 misses, which is a phenomenal percentage. Not a great percentage if you're Medi Bayreuth. Olympia now 19 of 38 overall, 50% shooting, 3 of 10 from 3. You see that the turnover numbers, and as well as the points off the turnovers. Olympia getting a couple more transition looks. Rocco Bajim, 6 assists and 8 points as the point guard off the bench. Meanwhile, Bastian Doretz knocking down those 2 threes. He's got 6 points. And here was the Samanic dunk. Then the alley-oop. Sounded to Jones. So 32 seconds left here in the quarter. Bayreuth with a chance, another possession. They don't want to foul and put Olympia on the free throw line. About a 8.5, 9 second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Shot clock down to 3. They leave Sanan open. No good. Offensive rebound. Gonna go back over to Bayreuth with 6.3 seconds. Stockton lets the ball roll a little bit. Coming downhill. Stockton for 3. Top of the key. No good. And as the buzzer sounds, the halftime score, Olympia up 1 on the road, 43-42 over Medi Bayreuth. So things looking a little bit different than the first time these two teams faced off, with neither team able to crack the 40-point mark in the first half of that game. And you see the stats here. The 2-point shooting has been the key, but also the rebounding numbers in favor of Olympia. 12 offensive rebound, 19 in total. Also 12 assists, 6 of those coming courtesy of Rocco Bajim, who alongside Marvin Jones were kind of the 2 star players, although Lazic does have 10 points as well. Meanwhile, for Medi Bayreuth, it's been the Demon Brooks show. 14 points, 6 rebounds for him on 6 of 8 shooting. And you see there the steals, blocks, and turnover numbers. And already 4 players in double figures in the first half, 2 for each team. Bajim not far behind. So we'll check out the highlights of the first 20 minutes. And a lot to choose from. Saw some high flying, some long distance shooting, some great passing, and some solid defense as well. And we'll see how that translates to second half action. Although it feels like Olympia has somewhat dominated the last 15 minutes, they've only led for 6 minutes in the game and only had a largest lead of 5. There have been 5 lead changes thus far. Bayreuth's largest lead was 6. And the second chance points, points in the paint, and points out the bench all in favor of Petro Olympia in that first half, including 30 of their 43 points in the paint. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Group D, we've had a final with Neptunis Klaipėda getting the win over Prometheus Patras. And that could be pretty costly in the standings, as that means that Prometheus Patras moves to 8-5. Filou Ostend still locked into that fourth place spot at 7-6, although if they lose next week, pretty good chance that they will be eliminated. And I'm sure Coach Corner will be trying to make adjustments on the Marvin Jones coverage, making sure he gets boxed out, but also that they find him on the rolls, especially when they double team the ball screens and the pick and roll. Someone needs to cover the big man diving to the basket, as he's just had straight paths to the rim for dunks and layups. So make sure you stay tuned for second half action. We'll be back very, very shortly for the following 20 minutes. Again, it's 43-42 at the half. Petro Olympia, 1 point lead over Medi Bayreuth.
bitte vorbereiten. Also insgesamt Samstag das nach Berlin aus dem Spiel 20 Wochen in voller Länge live zu hören unter www.tag.fm. Dann in der Bundesliga sind zum Abschluss am 10. Februar gegen Master Fechter die Überraschungsmannschaft in dieser Saison in Ausstrahlung hier zu Gast. Die brauchen wir noch im Wetter. 10. Februar. Wer noch keine Karten hat, wiederholen. Dann am 3. März Ludwigsburg hier zu Hause. Eine Woche später, 10. März, auch ein Sonntag. Gießen. Hier in der Halle. Also in der Bundesliga jetzt jeweils sonntags 10. Februar Fechter, 3. März Ludwigsburg, 10. März Gießen. Und dann am 20. März Heimspiel gegen Frankfurt. Mamusius.
Welcome back to Bayreuth in Germany. We're live at the Oberfrankenhalle. This Group D matchup between Medi Bayreuth and Petro Olympia. And of course, despite these two teams being at the bottom of Group D in 7th and 8th place, it was a very exciting first half of basketball, which you see there, Michal Lapornik and Jan Span, who were not featured in the opening 20 minutes, as Satsa Nikitovic gave a chance to the younger guys, including Luka Samanic and Yusuf Sanan, to get some run. Samanic, who has a very promising future ahead of him. He's 6'10" small forward in that opening half. Just 5 points on 2 of 6 shooting, but very active. Also had that highlight dunk in transition. You see there the windmill from the young athletic Samanic. But the two players, the three most prominent players for Petro Olympia, Marvin Jones, 12 points, 3 rebounds, and an emphatic block. Alexander Lazic, 12 points on 5 of 5 shooting. And then Roko Bajim, the backup point guard, 8 points and 6 assists, no turnovers for him. Meanwhile, Medi Bayreuth just down 1 here at home. They had a strong first quarter, were up 6 after 1. And that was courtesy of Demar Brooks' 14 points and 6 rebounds. Adonis Thomas also in double figures with 10 points. And then Bastian Dorez and Cassius Robertson with 6 points apiece. Just about ready now for the third quarter. And Medi Bayreuth, who only took 6 free throw attempts in that first half, knocked down 5 of them, 83%. And only Broza Bamberg have a better shooting percentage from the free throw line. They came in at 82.6%. And Medi Bayreuth right at the 80% mark in terms of free throws. So we'll see if they can be more aggressive here in the second half. Meanwhile, Luka Samanic, who in his last 4 games has averaged 13 points per game,
after only averaging 3 points in his first 6 BCL games. So Samanic has really come on. You see him there in the starting 5 alongside Simonovic and Yusuf Sanon. All 3 of those gentlemen 19 years old only, I should say. So opening possession of the third quarter over to Petro Olympia. Ribic back in at the point alongside Sanon. They go to Samanic on the block, and Brooks pokes the ball away. There's going to be a tough catch there from Ribic. Sanon, as the shot clock's about to expire, can't hit it. Simonovic, the offensive rebound, and this third quarter starts off very much like the first on the offensive glass for Olympia. That time no good, and Mika able to get the rebound, but he gives it away to Simonovic. Careless basketball. Now Ribic attacks, and Simonovic contested by Mika. And fortunately for Bayreuth, no real harm done. But Mika hasn't really made much of an impact here in this game. And there he commits another turnover with an offensive foul. So Mika, who does have 2 blocks in the game and 2 points, there he commits his 3rd personal foul. Simonovic has been quiet. He's 0 of 5 from the field, number 11. Meanwhile, Samanic inside, loses his footing, seems to have been pushed over. Foul call is going to go against Brooks. But never mind, it's on Stockton. So they get the foul to Stockton. Brooks still with only 1 foul. And then another foul on Stockton as he puts his hands on the driving Sanon. So back-to-back personal fouls and already 3 team fouls now for Bayreuth in the first couple of minutes. Nearly a 5-second call. Got it in just in time. Step back 3, no good. Simonovic the rebound, and he will head to the foul line. So once again, the offensive rebound, a weapon. That's now 14 on the game for Petro Olympia. They have twice as many offensive rebounds as defensive rebounds. You don't see that every day. So that time the foul was on Demond Brooks, his 2nd. And Simonovic knocked down both free throws. Once again, the backcourt pressure. 1-2-2 look, and they break it, and they throw it away. So Robertson gives it right to Simonovic, who now has 2 steals here in the third quarter. 3 steals on the game for Simonovic, so good hands from the young big man. Ribic with the screen from Simonovic. Kicks it out to Sanon. 3-pointer from the quarter, knocked down. And Olympia, the strong start here in the second half. 7 points for Sanon. That's his first 3 of the game. Robertson has been quiet since the first quarter. Shot clock winding down. Brooks leaves his feet and scoops it in with the right hand. His offhand. So Demond Brooks continuing his inspiring play. Castrati back out to Sanon, who pushes off. A nice steal from Stockton as he was falling to the ground. Rips the ball away from the Ukrainian guard. And Castrati with a foul in transition. You see there, Robertson went for the no-look dish. Simonovic read it perfectly on the other end. The skip pass. Sandin in the corner. Oh, nice pass. Mika almost throws it down over Samanic. But a foul called and 2 free throws to come here for Eric Mika. So Mika, who played his college basketball at BYU, also played in Italy recently. Knocks down the first free throw. Mika, who took a couple of years off at BYU after going on a mission, averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds a game, making the all WCC first team. Wasn't drafted though, and decided to come over to Europe. That's three-pointer knocked down. Guess who? Rocco Bajin, who just checked into the game and right away makes an impact. He's now in double figures with 11. Continuing his stellar play. 5-point lead for Olympia. Inside Mika again. This time he lays it in off the glass. So Mika starting to find his offensive rhythm here in the third quarter. Bajin, who traveled, it seemed, got caught in traffic. And Marvin Jones checks back in as well. So Jones and Bajin on the floor. Robertson crosses over, pulls it back out. Jones doing a great job staying in front. He's got the length to contest. Thomas corner three, knocks it down. Timely shot from Adonis Thomas. His first field goal of the second half. He ties up the game, and then Brooks committing a silly foul, trying to apply pressure on Samanic. And not only is that his third personal, but also Bayreuth's in the penalty. And that's going to put Samanic at the free throw line. So Brooks getting a little bit too aggressive. And we're going to see Steve Wachowski for the first time here in the game. A couple familiar faces. Henrik Rodel, the head coach of the German national team. Samanic showing off that, I mean, it is a free throw, but he's got a very nice touch. Hasn't attempted any three-pointers in this game. He knocks down both. Cassius Robertson still only 3 shot attempts. As Stockton gets inside, swatted away by Samanic, who shows his ability to help out defensively. And of course, Samanic looking to follow in the footsteps of other Slovenian legends like Goran Dragic and of course Luka Doncic. Could be the next big thing out of Slovenia. Stockton loses the ball, shot clock under 5. Gets by Jones and finger rolls it off the glass. Not really a finger roll, but Stockton gets the step on Jones, who was able to chase down one of those in the first half. Not this time. We're tied yet again. Bajin, another turnover. Wachowski, the steal. Bayreuth resets. Wahalski to Mika. He's got a mismatch. Get back to him, and then Sannon called for the foul. Trying to defend the post feed. So Sannon to check out of the game. Ribic back in. Here's Mika, crosses over, takes a bump. Thomas, a little reverse layup, crafty move from Thomas as he stays perfect from inside the arc. He's got 15 points now, second leading scorer behind Brooks. Lazic for three, short. Mika the rebound. So Bayreuth now back in the lead, up two. Robertson back out. Stockton. Oh, what a closeout. And then a foul called on Olympia, but Rebic. You've seen so many players foul the shooter on the three. And Rebic actually got the block, but then commits the foul after the fact. So you see it here again, timed it perfectly. Knocking the ball right back up, and then commits a foul, trying to chase it down, and then inside another foul. So free throws to come from Mika as Bajim commits the 15th foul. Mika converting the first free throw. And he splits the free throws. Bayreuth still up 3. Bajim dribbles on the shot clock. Lazic, can he get it up in time? Just barely. And Mika, another strong rebound. A quick outlet to Thomas. Up ahead. No other numbers with him. Good transition D there from Petro Olympia. Thomas, driving kick to Stockton. They want to get the ball to Mika on the block. Thomas for 3. No good this time. Bajim to Jones. A lot of defense focusing on this side of the floor. Bajim for 3. Too strong, and then the battle for the rebound ends up in the direction of Bayreuth. So 2.5 remaining here in the third quarter. Stockton brings it up. See the points off. Turnovers pretty even for both sides. For the 5 starters staying in the game for Bayreuth. Thomas missing again. Good box out from Lazic on Mika. And Olympia now the chance to tie or cut it to the 3-point deficit. Turnover, Thomas out ahead. Jones chases down, and they call a travel. Wow, Jones, good hustle. Seems to have knocked Thomas off balance, but they are not penalized for the turnover. Olympia calls a timeout. Their first of the second half. You see there the bench points. 32 for Petro Olympia, 12 coming from Jones, 11 from Bajim, and then 7 from Samanic. So 3 of their more important players coming off the bench here today.
4, good screen. Buditi Bađo ovaj. Znači 4, 4, regular 4. Gledaj sad. Znači...
Hey, we switched those ball screens.
And the field goal shooting.
File 4.
Both teams have attempted 17 three-pointers.
Because we have team fouls.
Olympia knocking down 5, Bayreuth knocking down 6. You see there Bajim, one of those 5 3-pointers. And Thomas also with the 3. Thomas is interesting. He's in double figures in this one. He's got 15 points. You see the 2 there. In the BCL regular season, he's had 8 games of double digits. And in the other games where he did not reach double digits, he did not score more than 1 field goal. So 2 points, 2 points, 0 points, and 2 points are the 4-point totals of the games he wasn't in double figures. So Thomas, one of those all-or-nothing players, it seems, in the European competition thus far. And shot no good. Jones flies in for another offensive rebound, almost throws it away, and they're going to call the foul on Horvat, who's just having a tough game against his former team. Horvat can't quite believe it. You see the frustration, and he has to be careful as he picks up his 3rd personal, and he's bleeding as well from the nose. So you see there, oh, caught an elbow from Sandin, but then he's called for the foul. So add injury to insults in that one. There's Horvat 0 of 5 from the field, 3 fouls. Sandin unable to hit the free throw. And he misses both. Jones keeps the ball alive again. So really, boxing out has been the main problem for Bayreuth. And then a nice move and finish. Igor Tratnik with the field goal, his 2nd of the game. Olympia within 1. So these games, these 2 teams played it close in the first matchup back in November, and it's been close here throughout. As Robertson, nice shifty move to get inside, and he finishes. Sandin pulls it back out. Last minute of the 3rd quarter. Jumper no good that time. Strati. Here's Thomas. He's gone the entire quarter. Pulls up for 2, knocks down the jumper. Smooth looking shot there from Adonis Thomas. And he's now the game's leading scorer with 17. Final possession of the 3rd. Bajin looking for Jones. Can't quite find anyone. Sandin the long 3 at the buzzer. No good. And at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's Medi Bayreuth regaining the lead, up 5, 60-55 over Petro Olympia. You see the stats, fairly even. Both teams 17 2-point field goals, only 1 3-pointer, the difference, and then a couple of free throws. So we check out the highlights of that 3rd quarter. And very curious to see how this 4th quarter plays out. 16 offensive rebounds now for Petro Olympia. first time these two teams played, Olympia also won the rebounding battle. They were plus 12 on the glass in that game. And despite only shooting 37% from the field, they were able to stay close thanks to their rebounding. Sure, 1 point of emphasis for Sasa Negatovic. Petro Olympia came into this game having allowed their opponents to score 18 points off of turnovers on average, which is the highest total amongst the teams in the BCL this season. Tonight, though, only 11 points off the turnovers for, so they've had 9 turnovers and 11 points for Bayreuth off of those 9 turnovers. So they've taken care of the ball much better. And they're also getting contributions from a number of different guys. Tratnik, who has 4. So fourth quarter action about to resume here in Germany. The fans are on their feet. And the pressure. So we're in for a thrilling conclusion to this game, I'm sure. Make sure you stay tuned and locked in. As Sanin puts the pressure on Dorit. Here's Robertson. Rebic all over him. Brooks back in the game, goes right at Jones. Spin, no good. Jones the rebound. His 6th rebound of the game. So Samanic also back in for Olympia. We'll see how much of the offense runs through him. Drives, takes the bump, can't finish. Brooks skies in for the rebound. Brooks working on a double-double. 16 points, 7 rebounds thus far. Posting up here. Robertson for 3. Cashes in for Cassius Robertson. He's now in double figures with 11. It's his 2nd three-pointer of the game. And the lead now up to 8. Sanin blocked by Wahalski. And numbers, oh, sloppy pass, but saved right to Samanic. Dorit couldn't quite find Robertson in transition. A chance for the first double-digit lead of the game there for Bayreuth. They go inside to Samanic on Brooks. The forearm in his lower back, doesn't matter. Samanic gets inside and scores. And could this be the next Luka? Luka Samanic now with 9 points. Brooks looking for Thomas. Oh, he tries to throw it down over Rebic. Nearly a poster. Adonis Thomas with the elevation. So he'll head to the free throw line. Rebic picks up his 4th foul. And Steve Wahalski checks out, but gets a nice ovation from the fans. Thomas missing on the first free throw. No good on the second, so both free throws off the back rim for the former D-League All-Star. Thomas, who was a McDonald's All-American out of high school in Memphis. Also played in the Basketball Champions League for Banvit last season. So turnover for Olympia. Ball goes back to Bayreuth. It's only a 2-possession game. A lot of time left. Shot clock at 3. Robertson has to attack. The runner, the bump, the and one. Big shot again from Cassius Robertson. And he has a chance to now get the 3 points the old-fashioned way from the free throw line. You see there, Jones trying to stay alongside Robertson. Commits the foul. And Robertson misses the free throw. So 3 missed free throws so far in the fourth quarter for Bayreuth. And those could prove costly down the stretch. Samanic demanding the ball. Hands it back off. Ribic. Step back 3. Too strong. Good box out. They call a foul on Horvat, who just cannot catch a break here tonight. His 4th foul. And again, Horvat, who had 12 points and 4 rebounds in the first time these two teams played against each other, I should say. Hasn't had a chance to duplicate that success here tonight. Estradi inside to Jones, and a foul on the block called against Eric Mika. So his 4th personal foul. So both Mika and Horvat in foul trouble with 4 apiece. Demon Brooks with 3. 3-pointer short. Meisner, whose name we haven't called much since the first quarter, back in. Here's Horvat. Ball goes inside to Brooks, has a mismatch with Bajim on him. They want to repost. Robertson, the drift pass, air ball, and Brooks right there for the putback slam. Got the inside position on the smaller Bajim. And it's now a 10-point lead for Bayreuth. First double-digit lead of the game, largest lead of the game. And another turnover. Robertson to steal this time. And he almost gives it right back. But the ball's deflected out of bounds. So you see here again the air ball. Well, actually it did graze the rim, but Brooks, right place, right time for the dunk. Another deflection. Robertson, turn around. Oh, another good-looking shot for the cash man, Mr. Robertson. Really heating up here in the fourth quarter. He hadn't really attempted too many shots in the earlier parts of the game, as a foul on Horvat, and then he throws the ball away, fouls out, scoreless. A game that he will want to forget sooner rather than later. You see there, just help, a little bit late on the help. Can't argue that call. So Gregor Horvat fouls out against his former team, 0-5. But his team in the pole position for the win at the moment. Bajim looking to cut the deficit down to 8. Does just that, and they go back to their press. So Cassius Robertson with the ball now, 6 of 7 from the field, 15 points. Definitely the hot hand. Here he is again for 3. Too strong that time. Samanic the rebound. They find Bajim. Samanic cuts, takes the bump, and the beautiful tip from Marko Simonovic, his first field goal. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. So Bayreuth calling the timeout. Lead back at 8 as they look to regroup.
Guys, we gotta
Listen in.
the high post area. Okay, so press offense. Going two side again. Lucas set a good screen on the first one. And Demond, you gotta set a very good screen on the next one. And then see, if you attack them, Demond, look for this roll here to this area.
Probaj da ih udvojiš, probaj da ih izbaciš malo. Visoko na zonu, slušaj. Nemoj postaviti igrača, svi će da šire. Posle toga... Leđa, slušaj, posle toga odigraj.
So Robertson, who got that and one earlier. Five-minute mark of the fourth quarter, and Bastian Dorit with the three-pointer. He knocked down 2 in the first half, going to his left. Gets that one going to his right. And that's the kind of leadership by example you want to see from your captain. Here's Lazic, who hasn't played much in the second half. Can't finish. Second chance, no good again. And the battle for the loose ball. Thomas, they're going to call a jump ball. So Thomas and Simonovic battling it out. And the possession will stay with Petro Olympia as Jones checks back in. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Sandin. Bajim, who hasn't been able to be the floor general he was in the first half, but he knocks down a clutch 3 to keep Olympia within striking distance. Bajim now with 16 points. Thomas, they move the ball around the perimeter, deflected out of bounds, 9 seconds on the shot clock. But Bajim, the leading scorer, 16.6 assists for Petro Olympia. Brooks on the free throw line. Can't connect. And still plenty of time here for Olympia. Chance to make it a 2-possession game. Sandin, little in and out dribble, swatted away by Brooks. Great defense from the big man. Thomas in transition the other way, takes the bump. Robertson, corner 3, too strong. And Bajim comes away with it. They got a chance to run. Finds Lazic, and he lays it in transition, down to 6. So Bayreuth probably going a little bit too fast on the last possession. You see the 2-3 zone defensive look now to try to throw Bayreuth off. And it's another turnover. Meisner with the careless pass. Zone working out. Can get it down to 4 or 3. And Lazic can't hit the 3, and then Brooks gets or draws a foul on Jones on the rebound. 3rd team foul. So still 1 foul to give. Mika and his 4 fouls coming back into the game. Meisner heads to the bench. Under 3 minutes left here. Again, it's an extended 2-3 zone. A good screen, Dorrit again, and he gets fouled on the 3-point attempt. That could prove costly. Jones just a little bit late on the closeout, and he seems to have caught Dorrit on the wrist. No protest from him. So Dorrit will head to the free throw line, looking for his 10th point and a chance to be in double figures. Knocks down the first. So Dorrit, just his 2nd game in double figures this season, had 14 points against Prometheus Petras a few game days ago. Only averages 4 points per game, but also has yet to miss a free throw this year and stays perfect from the free throw line. 11 of 11 in the Champions League for Bastian Dorrit. Obviously doesn't get there that much, but still reliable free throw shooter. You see the totals down there. Bayreuth below their usual 80% mark. Here's Jones, spin move right at Mika, and they call the foul. So Mika now, the 2nd Bayreuth player to foul out as he heads straight to the bench. Seems to have been pretty fundamental defense with the arms straight up. Take another look here. Anticipates the spin. And I guess that right hand slowly, slightly inched forward. So Mika fouls out. Finishes the game with 7 points and 4 rebounds. As Jones knocks down the free throw. And Jones 2 for 2. They break through the press. Olympia stays in a zone. Meisner, no good on the 3. Here's Lazic. 2 minutes left. They go back to Lazic in the block. Quick spin. And they'll head back to the free throw line. So Olympia now in the bonus. And Samanic, say Lazic rewarded for the quick spin. And if you know the scouting report with Lazic, he likes to attack on the catch. Knocks down the free throw. So plenty of time for Olympia to play straight up on defense, just down 5. They continue to press. And they get it still. Lazic inside, a lot of contact, no whistle. And fortunate Bayreuth not penalized for that costly turnover underneath their own basket. So the zone has caused issues. They go inside to Thomas. And they're gonna call a foul on Sannon, who may have gotten a lot of the ball, but they are also in the penalty. So 2 free throws for Thomas. He did go 0 for 2 his last trip at the foul line. knocks down this one. Thomas perfect on this trip. 90 seconds left. Thomas now with 19 points. Sandin, little push off. Bajim, three-pointer in rhythm, no good. Brooks, another rebound. And the fans starting to feel it a little bit. Got to take care of the ball. Brooks inside, the little floater goes down. And Brooks now with 20 points and 12 rebounds. So that will put him in contention on, MVP of the week. And then a strong foul on Marvin Jones, and Brooks took the brunt of that contact. Eisner called for the foul. But Devon Brooks, 20 points, 12 rebounds, 9 of 13 from the field. Jones knocking down another free throw. But he misses the second. Offensive rebound to Lazic. They can't get the putback. And it's another squandered opportunity inside by Petro Olympia. Bayreuth would move the ball around the perimeter. Here's Brooks, elevates, no foul called. Kicks it back out. The missed dunk by Brooks. Bayreuth content to use up the clock. Thomas steps into the three. That's a dagger. Adonis Thomas from long distance gives Bayreuth the 11-point lead. So that might just have closed the door on any comeback for Olympia, as they'll just dribble out some of the clock. And then the offensive foul called on Jones on an illegal screen. So Medi Bayreuth will pick up their 5th victory of the Basketball Champions League. You see there Brooks, the double-double, 20 and 13. And they'll just dribble out the clock as Medi Bayreuth will end this one victorious, 82-71 over Petro Olympia. They sweep the season series against the Slovenian side, and Petro Olympia now drops to 1-12 in the BCL. Meanwhile, Medi Bayreuth moves up to 5-8, and they put an end to their 4-game losing streak. Bayreuth had lost their first 4 games of the season, then won 4 in a row, then lost their next 4. So these fans will get to go home happy. Meanwhile, Petro Olympia, it's always interesting when the two teams huddle up right by each other at half court, but they're good sportsmen. They always show an appreciation for the fans as well for coming out. We also want to thank all the fans for watching wherever you are in the world. Horvat getting a chance to catch up with some of his former teammates. I'm sure he's getting teased a little bit for his scoreless performance and obviously fouling out. But overall, a very, very good game of basketball. We'll check out the stats and the highlights in just a couple of moments here. But 82-71, the victory, Medi Bayreuth over Petro Olympia. David Stockton getting a little camera action. He finishes the game 2 points and 4 assists. Bastian Dorit, the backup point guard, stepping up big in the fourth quarter. He's got 12 points in the game, had 12 points, including 3 big three-pointers. Raul Corner victorious here as we take a look at the statistics. Bayreuth shooting 30 of 57 overall, 52% from the field. Petro Olympia just 37% shooting. You see there Olympia winning the rebounding advantage, but doesn't prove to affect the outcome too much. 5 blocks from Bayreuth protecting the basket. And you see there Adonis Thomas ends the game as the leading scorer with 22 points. Him and Brooks combined for 42. Lazic with his 3 steals, very active all over the place. He finished the game with 16 points, 6 rebounds to go with those 3 steals. And you see there the scoring leaders. Cassius Robertson ends the game with 15 points on 6 of 9 shooting. So some of the highlights of this second half. A couple of other guys to point out. Rocco Badjim, 16 points and 8 assists. Marvin Jones, 15 points and 6 rebounds. Of course, Lazic with 16. The young future prodigy, Luka Samanic, 9 points and 7 rebounds for him, just 3 of 10 shooting. You see him there, one of those baskets inside. Game featured 8 lead changes and also a number of ties. Largest lead for Medi Bayreuth was 12, but Olympia have to be happy with the action they got from their bench. 44 of the 71 points coming from the reserve guys. They also outscored Bayreuth in the paint 38-36, and also had 22 second chance points, but none of that affected the outcome once again. These 2 teams will be back in action, of course, next week for the final game of the Basketball Champions League regular season. Medi Bayreuth heads to Lithuania to play against Neptūnas Klaipėda. In the first matchup between those 2 games, Bayreuth winning 102-78, so they have a chance to finish the season with a 2-game winning streak if they can repeat that performance. Meanwhile, Petro Olympia will conclude their European season at home in Ljubljana against Besiktas. And Besiktas got the best of Olympia in their first matchup, 94-84, so payback will be on their mind then. So now officially in Group D, Bologna, Prometheus, and Besiktas all qualifying for the round of 16. Antwerp has also qualified in Group C. So Group C, all 4 spots have been solidified. In Group B, so far, only 1 spot has been confirmed. That's Tenerife. And in Group A, it's Lukan Murcia and Banvit. So still a number of spots up for grabs in the round of 16. 6 spots in total. But from these 2 teams who were eliminated before this one, we do appreciate the great hustle. You see the updated standings. These 2 teams currently still going to be in 7th and 8th, no matter of how they play next week. But still, we were treated to a phenomenal game of basketball. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's going to do it from us here at FIBA and the Basketball Champions League. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.
Cutters.